My wife cheated countless of times and I found something heartbreaking. Part 4. Hi everyone, welcome back to another Reddit cheating story. Before we start, please hit the subscribe button and click the notification bell so you won't miss another cheating story goes live. Update, my wife has been released with a protection order. She talked with me before that and she admitted some things, but not all. This is a 6-month affair with the same guy, Ricardo, who is not Ricardo, he is a guy named Joe. I have the burner phone now, the second one. She looked up gay porn on it, has a picture of my daughter Lily she sent to this guy, and all signs point to her having had sex and having been pregnant with his kid. It takes a long time to explain how I know this. But I do. I don't want to write it all out. She is saying they always used condoms, that is a lie. She likely had threesomes with him since he is bi and that is what the gay porn is about. My wife is just a harlot. Her trial date is August. She has been losing it telling everyone she hurts so bad not seeing me. I'm hurting but for different reasons. Guys, I've got all 6 kids, 3 ferrets, a dog, hamsters, and laundry now to do, on top of what I already did. This is utterly exhausting. Zoe's test results finally have an update. It said it'll receive and will process the results of my email in 2 business days. I don't know if it counts the day I received it, so it will be Tuesday or Wednesday. I talked more with a potential dad and I was right when I said it really sounded like he was contacting her mainly to see if he had a baby with her. He said he always suspected the kid was his. He said he always thought I would reach out but finally decided to check himself. We were cordial. He said I was a nice guy and was sorry for what I was going through. I said I would do the right thing no matter what and we would talk more about Zoe and what to do if she was his. At this point I'm just too tired to update more. There was a lot more than this. My wife begged me to say I love you on the phone every time she called. She then went on to saying I really miss you, don't you miss me? At all? A little bit? She was crying, telling lies, and saying I loved her. She was broken up. I said what my boss said after she said she was all alone and it was horrible. I said why don't you see if Joe or one of the other men will be there to bail you out, or watch the kids while you are in there. She cried more. She said I was right, she didn't need a boy, she needed a man, the guy is really young, he's like young 20s. Her bail was set at a freaking $100,000. It is probably because she made the mistake of saying she put a knife to her chest. The police asked me if she did and I said yes. They said it was extremely concerning and they needed to think of the safety of the kids. She had a judge date this morning. The judge said the protection order would stay in place 5 years or until lifted if I tried to remove it. She broke down. She is really torn up. I'm a little worried about her, not that I want to reconcile. I've never heard her cry like this. I heard her in the background telling Amber, who watches our kids, we can both contact her. Since she watches the kids we just can't talk through her, and Amber was explaining what was going on since they didn't tell me yet. Every time I've called Amber I can hear her breaking down crying at certain points in the call when she hears Amber say key things. She is telling everyone that when she isn't with me she finally gets how alone she is with me not there. She doesn't care when the other men aren't there. It's me she cares about and wants to come home to. I think she had her wake-up call. We will be living like this for at least 30 days. I'm only removing it so she can go home to take care of the kids, Amber will help her at home and I'll be leaving. Amber coincidentally just filed divorce paperwork. This might be a sign from God. I know that sounds odd, but I talked to Amber and she said she would move with Rebecca when her lease was up. That means that I can get more or less free daycare. This resolves all issues. I told Amber not to tell my wife I was considering this yet. I want her to have time on her own first. 30 days for it to sink in, when she then sees me I'll tell her. It's really over, guys. Or is ending. It's been an unreal last 5 months. Update, the paternity test results came back. I'm not Zoe's dad. She looks so much like me too. I'm too broken up. Update, my wife is such a liar, the AP sent me texts, etc. My wife made up things she had no need to, and brought the kids into her nonsense in ways I can't believe. It's just a long list of semi-lies, some that don't really matter, but it shows you the stories cheaters tell and they will not tell you details they don't have to, in order to downplay the affair. I'm going to put some of it here. Joe sent me picture evidence for the below, and a lot of texts. My wife and I used to do a Jack and Sally thing. I dressed up as Jack and she dressed up as Sally for Halloween. She ported that over to Joe. But this goes a few layers deep. I happened to nearly replace my wife with a woman named Sally. I nearly left my wife early on. Irony. Karma. Divine purpose? Who knows? My wife came home one day and told me that one of the kids asked her what happened to her Sally keychain, and that she had gotten rid of it, and told my daughter to ask Daddy what happened to Sally. She did not get rid of the keychain, and made that whole story up to her daughter. She gave the keychain to Joe. Joe sent a picture of it to me. We used to go rock hunting for painted rocks. My wife and I scurried out all the time to get these, and we would rush out extra hard to find particularly well done ones by a particular local rock painter. One of these rocks we ran out to get was a Jack and Sally rock. Joe sent me a picture of that. She gave it to him. I had found a purchase for these best friends wherever I am. You'll be bracelets. I knew they were for Joe and her. She claimed it was actually for me and she lost them. Mind you, I already knew about the affair, and she recently had said no, they weren't for him, he's not special, Joe has them. My wife tried to downplay any aspect of their relationship, which is why she hid this. She poured it over a phrase that we only said to each other because it was childish, and we involved Zoe, our firstborn, and I love you to the moon and back. My wife calls anal butterscotch. This is a TMI one, but to her, being good at that makes her feel special. So anything butterscotch she tends to buy for herself or me. While out with Joe, she had him buy her a Funko toy My Little Pony named Butterscotch that she then gifted to me. Not a big detail, but on the topic of lying, she first claimed Joe raped her, then she claimed they only ever did missionary sex, non-exciting, no outfits, blah blah. She kept lingerie at his house, had a key to his house, and would have sex in his Starbucks apron. She still claims that was Joe, not her. On the key to his house, she literally went to Joe's house the day she got out of jail. She first tried to say she had nowhere to go, and she had no car, but this isn't true. Joe doesn't have a car. So she was just spitting things out. You get out of jail and the first thing you do is go to his house, after she promised yet again it was over. This girl just wouldn't give it up. While the no contact order was in place, she went out to movies with Joe. It was not just a birthday date. She implied they barely saw each other. Nope. She did what I expected. Since she had Amber there and freedom from the kids, she took advantage of that to have more time for her affair. Exactly what I told others she would do. She got him a ring. Probably the same day she got me one of those silicone rings. They had a 2-day Valentine's Day event. She told him I never get her anything for Valentine's Day, lie. She took credit for a lot of my household tasks. She claimed I never did anything for her and bashed me a lot, but oddly, she also thought of me while on the affairs. This is very unusual and next to never happens. On Valentine's Day, she picked him up when she went out to get ingredients for me to cook a steak and cheese fondue, which I do really well, along with chocolate fondue. It was just for a ride, but still, she had told me she never would ruin a family holiday. Her first affair, not him, was our son's birthday, and then we have Valentine's Day and her birthday, which is a shared birthday with mine. So much for I would never ruin a holiday for us. I saved the best one for last. She told Joe that if he wanted kids she was okay with it. She also had told him she wanted to be pregnant again, while she was trying for a baby with me. In other words, she was perfectly okay with one of the kids being his. This is one of the big ones. This is unbelievably irresponsible. This is how cheaters lie. Update end. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell for any future cheating stories.